everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Robin, or Hobbit's Reading List, and today we are going to talk about my TBR for the Tolkien Readathon in September. So this video is going up a little bit late. My time management skills for the semester have not kicked in and I'm filming this on September 4th and it's going up hopefully September 5th. But what can you do, you know? So I am going to go through the books that I'm going to read on the Lord of the Rings Gandalf path for my Tolkien Readathon. And I'll put a card up to the video explaining what the Tolkien Readathon is and how it all works. So go check that out if you're confused and then come back to this one. So I chose the Lord of the Rings Gandalf path, or Lord of the Rings Wizard path, whichever one you want to call it, but like, it's Gandalf. Mainly because that path had all of the books that I needed to read for school fit in those prompts. So I sort of needed to pick that one, otherwise I was gonna like stress myself way out, way more than I already am, and I'm pretty stressed. So I'm gonna go in order of the path, but not in the order that I'm reading them. I have to do things a little chaotically because of the schedule that I have to read the books in, and so, you know, that's what we gotta do. I should, by the end of the month, have it all in order again. But for the Shire prompt, I'm going to read John Henry Days by Colson Whitehead. So I'm reading this for my racial and ethnic identities literature course. So I don't know hardly anything about this book. I do know, however, that it involves a festival that I believe the protagonist goes to, and I'm saying that's close enough to a party, which is what the prompt for the Shire is. So there we go. And this is also going to be kind of quick, just because like the books that I have to read for the semester for my classes, I only know like this much about, so sorry. All I really know about John Henry Days is supposed to be pretty funny, so that'll be cool. Because my book for the Isengard prompt, which is a book about a betrayal, go with me here, is The Grey Album by Kevin Young. It is a collection of essays on the blackness of blackness. Pretty much a collection of essays about the black experience and how lying, cultural lying, fits into the experience of being black, of lying to promote yourself into a different situation, or lying to survive, or it's also called storying, and it's really cool. I will say that. And so the fact that it says about, where is it? Oh, Kevin Young's encyclopedic book illustrates the African American tradition of lying, telling tales, fibbing, improvising, jazzing up, storying, all the gray areas of our history, literature, and music. And so considering it's about lying, storying, I figured not that the lying in this context is betrayal, but lying typically is. And so I stretched it a little bit to make this fit, because this was the only one that did that. And like, all of them were a bit of a stretch, but this one was the biggest stretch. But I am like halfway through this book, because I had to read it for class. So there's that. Rivendell is going to be a book called The Hermaphrodite by Julia Ward Howe. I'm reading it for my intersex, trans, and gender literature from the 19th century Americas, I believe. It's a very long title. It has all those words in it, but I'm sure in a different order. That's the class I'm reading it for. So the only thing I really know about it is that it is, I don't know, I know there's, I think the wife is writing it, and she's upset because her husband is into or seeing someone who identifies as a hermaphrodite, or is a hermaphrodite. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't even have the physical book. My school doesn't have it yet, so I had to order it from Amazon because I have to start reading it this week. So I'll let you know how it goes. I'm pretty interested in it. But so the Rivendell prompt is read a book about a meeting. I'm assuming people meet each other in it. Told you. All of my class books are a stretch. Moria is read a book with a bridge on the cover. This one. So I chose Thistlefoot by GennaRose Nethercott. And I think this is a bridge. I think. If it's I'm gonna say it's a bridge. It's a road on a bridge with cars. That's what I'm saying it is. Because, trust me, I looked at every single one of my books to see if any of them had a bridge on the cover. This is the only one I found. Pretty much this is about a set of estranged siblings who inherit this house, Thistlefoot, which happens to be on top of chicken legs. I don't know what else to tell you. So this is supposed to be pretty steeped in Jewish folklore, which is what initially drew my attention to it. But other people that I follow on BookTube have also really liked it, and so I was like, yeah, this sounds up my alley. So hopefully I'll be able to read it. I should be. Maybe. I don't know. I'm really stressed about all the books I have to read for school. So we'll see. For the time and space prompt, this is to read a sci-fi book. So I picked up A Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. Both this and Thistlefoot were read by Allison Paiges, and I will link her in the description. She's one of my favorite booktubers. And she really loves this book and its sequel. And it has a monk and a robot meeting and sort of like, from what I know, figuring out like what do humans need. And she said it was very cozy, it's very cute, and it's also very short. And it's sci-fi. So it has a robot in it. I'm saying it's sci-fi. So yeah, that's what we're working with. For Fangorn, a book about reunions, I am reading Carry On Jeeves, which I'm reading for the podcast that I do with my dad about the works of P.G. Wodehouse. I looked at, so Carry On Jeeves is a collection of short stories, and I believe one of the stories, from what I could tell on the Wikipedia page, is about a friend of Birdie's, like, being in jail or something. The prompt for Fangorn is to read a book about reunions, and so I'm assuming Birdie gets his friend out of jail and they reunite. So, is it a stretch? Yes. I'm already reading 13 books this month, according to this plan. I had to make some executive decisions, and that's okay, because it's my readathon. Edoras is to read a book on witchcraft, and I picked up Spellbound by F.T. Lukens. From what I know about this, the main character has some sort of, like, device that either hides his magic or gives him magic. I think it gives him magic. But he is essentially an apprentice to this, like, sorcerer, and he has a rival, and the sorcerer that he works under, as well as his rivals, sorcerer, get, like, taken, and they have to work together, and they end up falling for each other. And it's young adult, and it sounds pretty cute. And it also sounds like a fast read, because pretty much I'm fitting in all these extra books around my class reading. Helm's Deep is to read a book with a horse on the cover. I don't have one. I looked through all of my books. I don't have a single book with a horse on the cover. I apparently don't read enough books about horses. But a rule in the Tolkien Readathon, which I'm very glad I put in, is that you can replace any prompt with a book by Tolkien. And last month I started listening to Fellowship of the Ring. I finished it with like a week left. So I started Two Towers. So Two Towers is the replacement book for Helm's Deep. And I'm about halfway through it. which is good. This is my very like fancy copy of Two Towers, but Two Towers is a sequel to Fellowship of the Ring. It's the second book in the trilogy, and it is action-packed, and we meet lots of people, and it's super fun. Minas Tirith is to read a book about politics, so this is where I put Citizen by Claudia Rankine. I'm fairly certain there are politics in it. I could be wrong. However, it is for my racial and ethnic identities class, and the sort of like module that it's in is about the Black person's experience within society, which does involve politics. Should I put it there? If anyone has read Citizen, and I'm horribly wrong, that it has absolutely nothing to do with politics by any stretch of the imagination, don't tell me. Just don't. Just don't make me sad. The Black Gates prompt is to read the last book in a series, so of course, Return of the King. Of course. Because I'm already like halfway through Two Towers. I should be able to finish Return of the King by the end of the month. And it was just a perfect fit. And this way, I don't have to stop listening to the trilogy before I finish it. And then, finally, for Valinor, Lord of the Rings Gandalf is the only one who gets like a final destination point because it was so far off the map that I drew. Valinor is to read a book with a garden on it. And so this is also my consequence book for not finishing all the books for August because there was so much nonfiction. It was just not gonna happen. I decided that I didn't want to forego the consequence book, so I had my dad pick a book and then I fit it in the prompt. Or no, I told him what path I was gonna take, and so he had empty prompts to work with, so he picked Valinor. So he gave me The Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. I don't know anything about it except that it's a mystery. I think it's Perot. Oh no, it's Miss Marple. Which I haven't read any Miss Marple books, I think. I'm fairly certain I haven't. I've so far only read Perot. So this will be really interesting. And I generally like Agatha Christie. I've only read like a handful of her books. And like I said, they've all been Perot. So reading Miss Marple will be an experience. But those are all the books that I am going to hopefully read in September. Next month, in October, we will go back to playing TBR Pursuit, and I will get to figure out how to fit my class books into the prompts that come up there. So, yeah. I don't want everyone to think just by my horribly panicked expression and stress that I'm feeling that I'm not enjoying being in school again. I am. I just wish I wasn't working full-time at the same time. If I was going to give up one of the two, it'd be work. Because I am enjoying the books. I'm not so much enjoying reading this, just because if you'll watch my vlogs from August, I've already read a lot of nonfiction lately, and it's really not my jam to read so much at once. I read three. I think I read two nonfiction. It doesn't matter. It was more than one, and that was, one is kind of my limit, I think, for nonfiction in a month. Because I really enjoy learning, but it really distresses me that I read it so much slower. And my dad has reassured me that that is normal, but it still bothers me. So please let me know if you've read any of these books, if you have any interest in reading these books. Let me know if you're doing the Tolkien Readathon, because I would love to chat with you and know what path you're on. And I also have a Discord set up so that we can all come and chat. It's pretty quiet there now because I think there's only like 4 people. But come join us. I will talk. I'll talk into the void. And yeah. So like the video, subscribe, click notification bell so that you can get notified every time I upload a vlog, so you can see my reactions in real time, and I will check you guys in the next one. Bye!